Okay. Hi, folks. This is Sean. Um, in today's video, I wanted to talk to you about um, the power of journaling. I don't know. I couldn't come up with another name, so I just wanted something catchy. Whew. Okay, so where do I start? Okay, gonna make this super long story very short for you guys. So this is something that I don't talk about with many people. If you're a really good friend of mine, then you will probably know about this. So since the age of 11, I've been journaling my life. What does that mean? So when I was 11 years old, my mother had me see a childhood therapist for certain reasons. And at one point, Luvia, my therapist, gave me this book and said, "Okay, you need go home, document your day, tell me what's going on, and then we'll talk about it." So I started writing in this book about my day, and realized at one point that I actually enjoy journaling. So I kept up with it, and it was a safe place for me. It was a place for me to express myself. Um, it was a place to regurgitate stuff, to rethink stuff, just to vent, and I just kept doing it. So I really fell in love with journaling. It was relaxing. It was therapeutic. Um, yeah, and I just thought maybe someday down the road somebody's going to read this and maybe it'll have an impact on their life, whatever I'm going through. So yeah, so I kept up with the journaling even after I was finished seeing Luvia, and yeah, and I just kept up with it despite all the barriers I went through in my life. I still kept up with the journaling, and yeah. So skip ahead to the present. I now have over 30 of these books written, which is pretty cool. So I have the most of my life on paper. So I can tell you what I was doing around this day 15 years ago, which is pretty cool. So my goal before I leave for my trip in October, I want to transcribe all of these journals, which are on paper, from paper to text. And the way I'm doing that is I'm using Dragon Easy Speak. So I'm actually having to read every single journal, um, and then have it transcribed into text. One of the reasons why I'm doing that is because if there's ever a flood or a fire, I don't want to lose like 30 books that I've written. Um, and I and at some point I do want to publish them into a memoir and share this information with you guys. So yeah, so journaling. You can journal. Vlogging is a form of journaling. Um, writing, however you want to journal. Just do it if you want to. Uh, for me, like I said earlier, it was a place for me to vent, a place for me to relax, a place for me to feel safe, a place for me to feel like somebody was listening. I start all of my journals with the words "Dear Life." So when I say that, I feel like I'm just giving it to the universe. I feel like everything around me is listening. Um, yeah, and it's a nice feeling. So I used to journal every single day. Then it turned into, as I got older, it turned into every single week. And then as I got older, then it just became once or twice a month now, which I do. And I feel comfortable just writing once or twice a month because if I were to write more than that, it's just exhausting. And it just becomes repetitive. So I usually tend to write when there's just something, a major moment in my life, or there's something that I really need to get off my chest. So I encourage you, grab a book, grab a pen, try journaling. It's amazing. It's awesome. And to think that I can go back to when I was 11 years old and read read what I was thinking at that time and what my train of thought was. So it's interesting. I've been through a lot, and um, it's 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 kind of awkward, but a good awkward to know what I was doing so long ago. But anyways, just had to share that with you guys. I'm gonna keep making these videos, and if you have any suggestions for topics, let me know. And miigwech, Nyawin, thank you, and I will see you guys soon.